In just 10 years, we could free up more land for nature than any other human action in history. Forests could regrow, wildlife could return. And it won't come from governments or billionaires, but from a quiet revolution in how we make food. Welcome to the world of precision fermentation, a technology that might end factory farming as we know it and help restore vast parts of our planet. For thousands of years, we've relied on animals to produce what we eat: milk, cheese, meat, and eggs. But there's a hidden cost. Nearly half of all habitable land on Earth is used for agriculture. Most of that isn't growing food for people. It's growing feed for livestock. Cows alone occupy more land than all cities, forests, and wild animals combined. Now imagine this. What if we could make the same milk proteins, the same meat nutrients, without the cow, without the fields, and without the methane? Precision fermentation makes this possible. It's a breakthrough where scientists program tiny microorganisms, like yeast or fungi, to produce specific proteins. The process is remarkably similar to brewing beer. Instead of making alcohol, these microorganisms make milk proteins, egg whites, or even collagen. The result? The same molecules we get from animals, but made in clean, efficient bioreactors, using a fraction of the land, water, and energy. This isn't science fiction. Companies like Perfect Day, Remilk, and Formo are already making real dairy proteins this way. You can find ice cream and cheese made through precision fermentation in stores today, and most people can't tell the difference. Futurist Tony Seba and the think tank RethinkX believe this technology will trigger a food revolution as dramatic as the shift from horses to cars. Their prediction? By the early 2030s, precision fermentation will make animal agriculture economically obsolete. Protein will be up to 10 times cheaper to produce, cleaner, safer, and identical in taste and nutrition. As a result, the demand for animal-based products will collapse, starting with dairy and beef, then spreading to leather, collagen, and even pet food. RethinkX estimates that by 2035, over 60% of the land currently used for livestock and feed crops could be freed up. That's hundreds of millions of hectares, an area larger than the entire United States east of the Mississippi. What happens when all that land is no longer needed for cattle? Nature gets a second chance. Deforested regions can recover, grasslands can rewild, biodiversity can flourish again, and every tree and plant that regrows will pull carbon out of the atmosphere. According to RethinkX, this rewilding wave could remove up to 20% of global greenhouse gas emissions within just 2 decades. That's more than all the world's cars and planes combined. And the benefits don't stop there. Precision fermentation eliminates methane emissions from cows, one of the most potent greenhouse gases. It also reduces water use by over 90% and cuts the risk of pandemics and antibiotic resistance by taking animals out of the industrial food system. Of course, this transition won't happen overnight. There will be challenges, economic, political, and cultural. But the trend is already visible. Investment in precision fermentation is accelerating, and governments are starting to support alternative proteins as part of their climate strategies. We're watching the beginning of a quiet revolution, one driven by science, technology, and compassion. A future where food is abundant, affordable, and sustainable, and where vast areas of our planet are returned to the wild. If Tony Seba and RethinkX are right, then by the 2030s, our grandchildren might grow up in a world where cows roam free in nature again, not as livestock, but as part of thriving ecosystems. A world where technology gave nature back its space to breathe. And that, truly, is a reason to feel hopeful. Thank you for watching. If you found this story encouraging, please consider subscribing. The more subscribers this channel gets, the more we can reach and encourage those suffering from climate anxiety.